Hey friends, here's a quick explanation and demo of how to make really legit optic effects on Maschinen Krieger kits and some of these larger ones that may benefit from looking somewhat dusty. We can do this with some of the Gunpla properties, like space ones for example. This could be something we could get away with too, but especially for Maschinen Krieger, this is a really good one to do. Now I've gone with the first step of painting in gloss black on a base here. If you remember, I showed you how to do the blue glowy eye effect using the white version of this, the EX. Is it 01? Anyway, the white gloss version, I've just changed it and gone here with the black gloss version and carefully painted it in here. I used this brush too. It's a size 30 it's from the dudes at AK Interactive. Not important, I used a synthetic brush there. Next, I let that dry overnight. It's not necessary. You could go pretty quick, but I just happened to be finished for the day. So that's that reason. I'm going to go and use the properties of enamels here because they won't interfere with the lacquer paint at all. And I've chosen this product. Now listen, I swear, this has got nothing to do with, this is not endorsed or sponsored by these AK Interactive dudes. I just happen to have these products lying around. This is the one that I first started using maybe 10 years ago, 2011 or so, I think is when I first used this one. And it's the same product. So yeah, I still really like it. I liked it then, I like it now. And it appears to be the same formula. So, fingers crossed that it has longevity on our shelves as well. I've put them into two caps like this. The first one simply has an enamel thinner. In this case, I've got my Gaia Notes T05, not important. Any generic brand of white spirit, odorless enamel thinners will probably work too, but I decided to go with the harder stuff. It just helps to break up the pigment particles a little bit. It helps with a dustier look. I'll be going first with the thinner. So this is a dry brush. I'm going to load some of that enamel thinner in here and carefully. Now the reason to paint it in first is simply to make sure that the effect paint doesn't stick. That simple. Being gloss, it makes it more difficult for the paint to stick. So that's already good. So this one, it should zip off really quick like. There we go. Now I'm being careful to stay within the lines with my coloring in because I don't want the dust effect zipping off. But I actually do want some in here. So let's get two things happening here at once. How value is Linc? Okay, cool. Then with a dry, much pointier brush, actually I want to thin that a little, so I'll use some of this. Get a slightly thinner version there, and let's drop it in. Kerboom. Now see how that just zipped around the outside there? That's really cool. And a little bit on the lens front. Now I mostly want this effect around the outside to sell the concept of dust, because it's a pretty dusty sort of vehicle the way I've got it finished. And a bit on this one too. Actually, this one turned out perfect. See how there's a little bit sitting on the middle of the lens there? That's about what I want, so I'm going to sit. And this one, actually, that sat really well. Now, forgive me. I will make these look a lot easier than they really are, but mess around with it and practice and see what you get. But see how I've got just enough? Did you see me thin the paint just before putting it on? So it's not straight. And due to the experience of doing stuff like this for so long and so many times for decent results, I can eyeball the paints easily. So I'm just saying that. I apologize if I make it look too easy. Just understand there's a bit of Linc skill throwing it off there. But it is pretty easy. I mean, we can all do it. I have faith in you. You'll subscribe to my channel, you watch my tutorials, you buy my books, you know the good stuff, you know what you're doing. I was reading today that actually that's one of the most important things that a mentor can do for people. It's not just about these technical skills and ability, it's more about imparting the emotion and confidence to allow other people to try and do these things. So that's definitely a big one for me. It's making sure that you're confident enough to have fun. Now, as you can see, I've dropped in another cheeky little line in here. Now I'm going to go for a thicker one. See, that's the undiluted one. And let's drop this back in. Now, if you don't want to buy this paint, it's cool. Humbrol Cream is pretty close. I would use it. I just don't. I haven't bought any. I haven't re-bought any recently. So boom, there we go. Nice dust effect on the front. The lens should dry up pretty well, and I'll finish this up with a photo here, showing you what it looks like once it's dried. That's pretty nifty. Hope this is super helpful for you guys. For more cool stuff like this and to see the close-up photos of this work, please head over to my website, paintonplastic.com. And a big thanks to all the wonderful people who support my work and make all of this happen. Thank you very much, guys. paintonplastic.com. See you there. Bye.